Hello, hello. It's been a while, everyone. I hope you're all doing okay. Happy Tuesday. We're an hour earlier than usual. But that's so that we can get a very special guest on tonight. And I'm so excited because we've got Jeff coming on from eyecandy Pigments. And if you don't know, we're doing a bit of a collaboration as well. So I think we should just get Jeff on. You know, it's amazing. It's warm, so you'll have to deal with the heat. But Jeff's about to bring even more heat, I think, from eyecandy Pigments. So remember, if you've got any questions, make sure you put them in caps lock in chat so that we don't miss them. I've got the delightful mod Maria from Serenity Crafts by Maria tonight, who's going to send your questions through to me on Discord so that we don't miss any. But put them in caps lock. And who's ready to meet Jeff? Let's go. Hello.
Hey, everyone. How are you?
We got a few in already, so I think people want to see Jeff.
Yeah, first time being on YouTube live, so I appreciate inviting me and breaking me in, I guess I should say.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you because, again, for me, and I know we've talked a little bit as we've been doing the Summer of Eyecandy collaboration, and obviously I've read your website and things like that, but it's great to actually get to meet the people behind the business and I suppose hear the story of where eyecandy started.
Oh, you just put me right up front on the blast. I just want to say hi to everyone first. I'm a little nervous. I didn't think I'd be this nervous coming on live, but it is fun. I will say up front that I'm a very transparent guy. If you ask me a question, I'm going to tell you good, bad, and the ugly. So whether it be how I sell, how I started, if I had partners before, or, you know, the highs and lows of owning a company, feel free to ask. But where do you mean start? From the very beginning?
Yeah, I want to know right from the start where the idea of eyecandy came from. I think I've got a bit of an idea, but I want to hear it from you, really. And I think everybody else does.
Yeah. For those who don't know, I was in the Marines for 20-something years, mostly in Japan. And don't be nervous. Your company people probably. Oh, thanks, Lauren. I like that. Sorry,
a massive shout out to Lauren as well while she's here, because she actually put me in touch with you, and without that, we probably never would have had this Summer of Eyecandy collaboration. So massive thanks, Lauren, as well.
Massive thanks. So I really, really appreciate that. I should have got looking at the camera. I should have got a haircut, but I told my wife.
I chopped all mine off.
I told her to join, but I told her I'm not going to cut my hair for a year. I want to see what it looks like for a year. But anyways, after I retired from the Marines, I stayed in Japan, and I got hired on as a consultant for the Marine Corps. So basically, I retired, and then the next day I just wore civilian clothes. Kind of like the same job, but that job I absolutely loved because I got to travel all throughout Asia every month. You know, Thailand and Philippines and Cambodia, everywhere. My job allowed me to travel as a consultant. During that time, I started eyecandy Customs. I met these two guys. I was at a car show. They're also Americans on base, and they're at a car show. And I don't know if anybody's seen it before, but they're doing Plasti Dip, that paint that peels off cars. You paint your cars, and you can peel it off, kind of like vinyl wrap. Since that time, you know, there's a lot better products than that nowadays. But back in the day, they were doing that, and they're probably the only ones doing it in Japan at the time. So I approached them. I'm a huge, huge car enthusiast. I don't buy much for myself. Matter of fact, I probably have a hole in this shirt because I don't buy anything. But the one thing I do buy, and I'm glutton for, are automobiles. Doesn't matter what year. I love cars. So I was at the car show and approached them and thought, you know what? I think I like this little car painting business. So we opened up a shop as partners. And fast forward 6 or 8 months, you know, we opened our paint shop. And what we use pigments, you know, into clear. We use pigments to paint cars. And then again, I don't know how in depth people want to get on my backstory, my business. But, there's some highs and lows to every business, right? You have
Yeah.
partners, things that just don't work out. I will say that I don't have regrets. I don't have any regrets in my life, whether it be professional or personal. I don't. And I'm lucky to say that I have no regrets. Lessons learned, yes. But, I think everybody has those, but no regrets. So if the lessons learned from that very going back to that time, um, I'll never have a partner again. I'll never be partnered. I
Okay.
think unless it has to be a unique situation because it just didn't work
Well, there
out.
goes one of my questions for later, Jeff. I was going to say, you're looking for a new business partner.
I mean, money talks, right? Money talks. But it didn't work out a few years later. We're painting cars. People have different aspects of how a business should be ran. And overnight they left, left with everything. So left myself by myself to run a company. Anyways, not to get all negative on that aspect of it. I was still painting people's cars, still doing my consultant job full time, and saw all the pigment. It was during that time I was using another pigment company's colors. They're U.S. company here.
Okay.
Great company. I won't name the names here, but good company. Nothing negative to say about them whatsoever. I'm glad they're still in business. But I just thought, you know what? Why am I buying from the U.S. when I was in the mecca of pigments in Asia? And go Japan. I'm in Japan, or go China or India or whatever, and do it that way. So I introduced our brand, and I was painting cars with our brand, and then I just got tired of painting people's cars, and I looked at all the inventory sitting in the room, and I thought that's a lot of money. Inventory is money, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's sitting there, money sitting on the shelves. I figured out I'd learn how to sell on Amazon from Japan, and I don't know how far I want to go in this rabbit hole. I just went on YouTube. And I searched how to sell on Amazon. This was in 2013, 16, somewhere around there. I'm sorry, I don't have my dates right. But I learned on Amazon, various platforms on Amazon, how to sell on Amazon, anywhere from how to list it, how to create products, how to take pictures, stuff like that. And I listed it. I listed it from Japan. I sent in about 80 colors to Amazon US, and
Wow.
they sold out within a week. And I was like, uh-oh, I might have something here.
Yeah.
So I really focused. But I will say, and going back a couple steps here, guys, is that one of my biggest pet peeves today is that I love seeing people be entrepreneurs, right? I do. I absolutely love people having their own businesses, whatever level you're at. What that pet peeve is that you go on these TikToks, YouTube videos, and you still have these coaches selling programs on how to sell on Amazon.
Yeah.
Some of it's good, but a lot of you can learn for free on YouTube. Don't go out there paying $5,000 to $10,000 for someone to teach you how to sell on Amazon. You don't need it, especially today's day and age and AI and everything. And number two to that is that Amazon is not what it used to be when I started. It's a totally different animal, different animal. But all right, going back to the story, I got tired of painting cars. I sold those 80 things, 80 units within a week. I was like, you know what? I might have something. I did something right, obviously. And then I went full bore. I closed the paint part down. I stopped painting cars, shut that business down, and started focusing more on Amazon, how I can do a better job at it. And then went full bore with it. As a matter of fact, again, I don't know how, excuse me, how people I'm raw. I'm raw. I'm a transparent guy. So if I say something out of turn, you guys call me on it. But
It's the best way to be. Say it as you want
yeah,
to. You know.
yeah. I had I had a certain competitor, very well known here in the U.S. And if you're watching that certain competitor, hello, I'm still around. Um, but I had this competitor reach out to me directly on Facebook Messenger and basically tell me that good luck catching them, good luck.
Right.
Basically, you know, block me on Facebook or what have you, because I knew them personally. I knew them personally. So that was a motivator for me. So I want to thank him if he's on here watching or will watch it for doing that, and my previous partners, because that motivated me to even push harder and make sure that no one's going to work harder than me in my industry. So again, that's a blunt side of me.
That's to be fair though. That's great because I'm a bit similar to you. If somebody says you're not going to do this, do you know what? Do it. You
Yeah,
know, I'm proven wrong.
right, right. I'm so it's difficult because I'm a face of my business, right? So you have to be, it, you have to watch out for how you know,
Have to
discuss
be
things. 'Cause
diplomatic at times. I
you have
think.
to be
Don't you?
diplomatic, right? No politics, stuff like that, which I totally get. But since you asked me to come on here with my first live, and I hope I won't offend nobody, but so I had people like that, even my past partners, maybe they still watch me, they see my products. My past partners, when I first started the company, were together, and as I mentioned earlier, is that they're with me for like 2 years. Left me overnight one night, and then sent me a long email telling me how I can do things better, what I should do, what they didn't agree on. And to be honest, I agreed with some of the aspects of the email, but I
Yeah.
personally could work on myself, right? So I did read the email. I took it to heart. Um, the way they did it, I didn't agree with. So this is a bad part of me. Um, I still have the email, and every year, I shouldn't even talk about this, but I hope some people do understand my point of view. Every year around tax season, I write out an email. I hit. I still have that email, that long email.
The
I hit
original.
reply.
Yeah.
I hit reply. Type out my email. I never replied to the email. Never replied to it.
Mm.
Replied and attached my tax sales for the year to that email,
Yeah.
and then I delete it. I'm not going to send.
Yeah.
It's that part of me that's a reminder that where I began, I guess I should say, and how far we became. But that's how we started, and then if there's questions, people can ask. But I think the caveat is that there's a certain point when you own a business. I always, I had as a consultant, I absolutely loved my job, loved what I did, loved to pay. I never want to leave it. At the same time, I was running eyecandy, now selling on Amazon. And I remember when I first started selling, how enthused I was when I saw $100 paycheck every two
Yeah.
weeks. See sales go up and up, and showing my buddies, and then as the year progressed, next year and a half, next few years, it was starting to grow thanks to everybody that's here. And I started getting every 3 months, I was telling me, when I hit this number in sales, I'm going to leave my day job and go eye candy full time. And
Yeah.
I'd hit the sales, and then I wouldn't leave. I'd bump it up. I bumped up at least 3 times because that security blanket. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people probably feel the same way, right? You probably feel the same way too. That
Yeah, and we had a chat about this, didn't we? Our first
yeah,
conversation, because I want to do this full time, but at the minute it doesn't pay the bills, so you've just got to
right.
keep pushing on.
Mm-hmm.
And again, would I do it straight away if I hit a month's salary? No, you'd build it up for 6, 7 months, so you've got a
Right.
backlog in case it all changes. Yeah,
Exactly. So yeah, I think it kept bumping up and up and up, and then COVID hit. I was in Japan. COVID hit. I think the lockdown in Japan, January, February timeframe. And I think it's just perfect, sitting in an apartment, still working as a consultant, easy money, and say, you know what, I think it's time to go. Maybe this is a sign. And I made the move. I put in my 2 weeks notice. I'm going back to America with my team here because they're still managing. They're still sending stuff to inventory to Amazon and fulfilling some orders. Not like it is today, but just picking up. And I put in my 2 weeks notice, and in July of 2020, I think it was 2020, I made a move back to Florida. I still remember getting on the plane to Japan. I was the only one on the plane. Only one on the plane. Yep. It was full lockdown. It was full lockdown. Yeah, I came back to Florida.
You wouldn't think they'd fly it for just one person, but
yeah, right. It was one person, and I saw 3 people in the whole airport terminal the whole time I was waiting on my flight.
Wow.
But yeah, I went to Florida. Thank goodness I went to Florida because they weren't as locked down as some other states per se. Were kind of open, and it was kind of surreal coming to America because I haven't lived in America in full time in 20 years. I lived in Japan for 25 plus years off and on for the most part. So it's kind of surreal seeing everyone in masks and lockdown, and I was just carrying on business.
One of those places that I want to go to there because it looks amazing.
Yeah,
also, I think they're struggling as an economy as well because I keep seeing videos coming up on YouTube and things like that about how you can get housing really cheap now because a lot of the people in the villages, for example, are moving out, and you've almost got like ghost villages all around Japan now.
Yeah, Japan is still expensive. I'll say that. I mean, it's comparable to the States. I'm going to retire in Cambodia here in the near future. But Japan is still beautiful. The most polite people outside Cambodia. I love Cambodia. It's my home. Japan is just as beautiful. People, the food. I mean, there's a reason I stayed there for so long, right?
Yeah, definitely.
To be honest. Yeah. So, yeah. I made the move back to the States and opened another shop here in eyecandy. Still have a team over in Japan, but I live and breathe and work here now. And fast forward to today, here I am. Still, I guess I can still pay the bills,
And one thing that surprised me, actually, because we had a brief chat the other day, and I thought most of your revenue would come from the automotive industry still, with like people using the big tubs of the mica and obviously painting the vehicles with it. But actually, it's not, is it? It is sort of the resin side of things.
Yeah, it is. It's a resin. It's epoxy resin. We do have people still painting their cars and stuff, but I changed the market. I would say on the business aspect, when I came back to the States, I think I was probably 90% Amazon sales and 10% outside Amazon, whether it be our website or wholesale accounts. But now it's probably 50-50. I kind of made a strategic move a couple years ago, kind of not put all my eggs in one basket, if that makes sense, in Amazon, because they can shut you down, for no reason, really. And then I'm stuck. I'm dead in the water.
The problem with any of the platforms, though, if you sell on, you don't own your own information. And that's the problem is because we all know in this day and age, it's about email automation and things like that at times when you've got a special promotion. And if they own your data, and they suddenly say, no, we're upping our fees to 60%. There's nothing you can do. You've got to start all over. It's a risky business.
Yeah, exactly. I think I was going to ask people if put it in your comments here, if anybody here owns a business or if you sell on Etsy or Amazon or any kind of platforms like that. I'm just kind of curious. I would say the biggest struggle today for Amazon is, like you just mentioned, it was the fees. Like, for example, a 50-gram jar, which we sell on Amazon, let's say $16. Their fee just to sell it. This isn't ads or campaigns. Their fee to sell it is almost $6. Almost $6. Yeah. They take an all max $6, sometimes a little bit higher. And then if it's a campaign, cost per click, it might be $2, so it's $8 plus send
Yeah.
stuff to Amazon. It's just the profit margins just aren't there with what they used to be.
No.
But Etsy, I wouldn't touch. I'm still on Etsy, but nothing like that. Yeah.
We're getting a few questions coming through, but I am getting them coming through. So I think if we talk a little bit more about it, and then when we've got a bunch of them, we'll go through them all at once, if that's all right. Yeah, with regards to making that move, I suppose it's quite a scary moment, though, isn't it? Because all of your guaranteed custom, which is essentially from Amazon, Etsy, anywhere like that, they know that the traffic's there, and then you're going to start something brand new, and you've got to drive the traffic to it. And I think that's the hardest part. It's because, again, I've launched my own website. I've got, interestingly, I'm supporting somebody else at the minute, helping him develop a website aimed at bedtime stories for kids, which is pretty cool. But you wouldn't believe how much goes into it and the programming side. But the problem is, you could have the best website in the world, selling the best product in the world, unless you get traffic to it, which is normally done through ads in this day and age.
Yeah.
You're not going to build, and I think that's the harder part, really. It's building that traffic.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I'm just writing down some notes because I have a short-term memory. I'm not kidding when I say that.
No, right, take as many as well.
Yeah, the website. Yeah, the website. I'll say this for you or your friend or anybody that's following that has websites, is that if you're not in, I know you guys probably hear it all the time, but if you're not using AI specifically, I like Claude. I like Claude a lot. If you're not using an AI to build your website, because they have Claude, our new website, and I'm all over the place.
Yeah, Claude's got the code elements as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, the code. ChatGPT has code as well, Codex.
Yeah.
A lot of our new website, believe it or not, if people are looking at our new website now, eyecandypigments.com.
Yeah.
All that, I would say, we bought a basic template and we just recoded everything. And ChatGPT, Codex, and Claude, we told them exactly how we wanted to build a website. We want to look this way. This is our colors. This is the format. And then the biggest part was when we built the build your own sample sets, because that's a big flaw in our last website. We wanted to make it more streamlined. So.
And they go up to like 120 now, don't they? Your sample sets as well. Is it?
Yeah, I don't think we kept out to 120. I think you can build up to 50 color set to include epoxy resin kit. You buy epoxy resin kit, you get a free color as well. But yeah, a lot of that's Codex. So I would say if anybody that's out there selling 100%, if you're not getting AI right now, I'm just telling you, and within a year, in the past 6 months, it's grown exponentially. So if you're not in AI now and you're looking to do a business, whether it be your website, because Shopify website has agentic now as well, that's connected to ChatGPT, and it's all coded and with words, kind of like your Google Ads and stuff like that. So Shopify has a GPT agentic that's built in Shopify that's automatically feeding ChatGPT. So if you go on ChatGPT and you type in mica, what's the best black mica powder? I ran this a couple of times as under Incognito to see what keywords and how I need to change my platform. And it typed up what's the best black mica powder out there, and it gave us 3 exhausts. Eye Candy, it gave another company and another company. I was like, oh, okay.
You were in
yeah, exactly, right. So it's always changing. So I will say now, and I know my competitors might be watching whatever, but I have not run one Google ad since I've owned a business.
Really? Okay.
I've not paid ad. Now, Facebook ads, obviously. Instagram, I don't really pay ads on there unless it's a new release. I don't pay anything on that. The only paid service I pay for is Google SEO service, obviously. And even that's getting more connected to ChatGPT, or AI, I should say. It's getting fed in there.
I think the frustrating thing with AI, though, is sometimes you have to tell it to stop doing what it's doing. Because again, I played around with AI a lot. And sometimes I'll be working with like two different AI platforms, so Claude, let's say, and ChatGPT. And then before you know it, you're trying to solve a problem and you're just constantly going around in a loop. And I think it's almost programmed that way so that some of these sites, like website builder sites, where they charge you credits, you've got to use credits to fix it. And I've got in arguments before where I've been arguing with the AI for 20 minutes. And then in the end, I've just said, look, I know what's happening here. And it's gone, yes, you're right. It is wasting your credits. I'll fix that now. And I'm like,
yeah, I've done that before. But the good thing is, like Claude, what I like about Claude is you can go in there and build skills. Yeah. You're building your library, basically. You're telling everything you learn about your company, and you're building certain skills out to meet certain criteria when you're, whether it's a website or I have it connected to Klaviyo. You know, Klaviyo is the email, emails. When we send emails, everything's connected. So even if you're not using it, at least build skills out and use it in that platform. Kind of learn about your company.
And I think if you're on YouTube as well, you can train your AI. And this is where most people go wrong with AI. They don't spend the time training it. So they'll put in a one-line prompt and wonder why it comes back as AI garbage. And it's like, I use it for certain things, but I make sure I give it enough information to be able to give me what I want back. And it's like, when I first started using AI to help with social media and things like that, because again, I'm not going to hide that, I do use it as a tool sometimes. I got it to interview me for 4 hours so that it knew everything about my channel, what my goals were. And now I can get it to write me a description as if it's me writing that description myself, but it takes time to put that in before you get the result back.
Yeah, that's learning. I'm sorry, there's one comment. I'm just briefly looking over these a little bit, and there's one that says, please tell me how you name. I know we're going to answer questions later. Please tell me how you name the colors. That's a typical question. That's the reason I caught my eye, because that's not an uncommon question. Obviously, even I can't pronounce some of them still. Going back to the roots, right?
When you listen to my videos.
You did pretty well, and when you're naming the colors out of that sample pack, you did really well, better than me probably. But we started in Japan, as I mentioned earlier. So a lot of the colors when I was in Japan, and when we were releasing the colors while I was over there, obviously it makes sense. We're a Japan-based company. A lot of the naming do have meaning to them. So if you go in there and look up in ChatGPT, what does this word mean, or what have you, it'll come back with something relevant to that name. It
doesn't help people who are colorblind, though.
No, it doesn't. And it doesn't help for SEO either, right? It doesn't.
I think it's amazing because it adds authenticity to the color as well. If it's got a story to it, essentially, and it's like whether you can pronounce it or not, you know that somebody's taken the time to name it. So it's not just, I don't know, purple. It's whatever it is. It might be hotel or something like that, and you're like, what's that color mean? And it always makes me want to go and research it straight away and go, oh, I wonder what that word means.
I agree. I think so. Serenity just mentioned that as well. There she goes right there. So here's a list that Cindy just gave me of 1, 2, 3, 4 new paste colors that we'll be releasing in the near future.
Okay.
So we're doing some in-depth naming. You can't read it. It doesn't really matter, but Japan name.
And I've just tried one of your pastes for the first time, and I tell you what, I love it. It was the Satori White, and that was amazing to use for waves.
Thank you.
So I really loved it. I'm going to be playing around more with this as well to see what it blooms like and things like that, and try some different techniques. But yeah, I've not tried your paste before that one. But they get a thumbs up, so that's always good. I've only been using the micas up till now.
I'm going to make a video. I'm just writing it down here as a reminder. I had it on my notes from a month ago, but I'm just writing down again that we're going to make a video on how to use that Satori White.
Just to remind people as well, because we've got 46 in right now, and I think it's important. We were doing the Summer of Eye Candy collaboration, and we're still doing that. So the playlist is going to go live from tomorrow. So anybody, if you bought one of these already and you've made a video and you want it to go in that playlist, just email me at CCUKResin@gmail.com. But also, if you're in the States, there isn't many left.
15 the last time I looked.
15, and then that's it. They're gone forever, guys. We've got a few more left in the UK, and you can obviously order them at CCUKResin.com. But yeah, they're going quick. And do you know what? They're great value. So thank you for doing that deal for us as well, because I think they work out about half price, which is amazing. And I think the biggest thing for me when we first started talking was I'd heard about eyecandy from lots of American channels, and they were like, these are amazing, these ghost pigments and things like that. I was like, okay, I can't get them, because most people don't realize you can get them directly from your website, but then you've got to wait for the shipping and things like that, and that's where most people can't be bothered to wait. And that's why we came up with the idea to actually get them into the UK as well, so that people can get the UK shipping, and then we can all collaborate as one community, which I think it's one of the first times it's been done. And I think that's what's really exciting for me.
That's what I loved about it. You know, that not only are you making a package, which is great to get colors in people's hands, is that you'll be having courses along with the colors that are involved, right? You know, I think it was like 5 color shifts and ghost and
4.
Everything else. 4, something
4
like
color
that.
shifts, 3 ghosts. Yeah. This is one of the videos that's coming out as well. And that was using those colors as well. And there's 3 different blues and 2 of the greens in there. And I absolutely love the way it made those waves.
But they don't have the paste. They don't have the paste, though.
No, they don't have the paste. But do you know what? You could probably try the Shiro White and see what happened.
They won't do that. They won't do the foiling like that. That's why we specifically made this Story White, we had a lot of ocean artists.
That has to be the next project then, doesn't it? The paste set.
Yeah, I think so. I think on a side note, I know Lauren mentioned earlier, I think before even live started, which is a great point, is that I was reading her threads. I mean, she was writing a book in there, so I give her much credit. Giving us material to talk about, I guess, is that we do not sell on, the only platforms we sell on is Amazon, Etsy, and Walmart. That's it. If you've seen us
I'm
on
glad
Temu
you said that.
or whatever, because there you go. That's a Temu. That's us.
Yeah.
And that's just one of them. That's just one of them. They sell whites and blacks, but this is just one of the companies. It was a couple of years ago where we're seeing when it was rampant on Temu is that everybody, there's probably at least 30 companies rebranding ours and selling it in different formats. But when you get pretty close to our logo and our little thing on the bottom, and it's pretty close.
Yeah,
that's when I had to put in a trademark infringement and contact Temu, and
that's what somebody was saying earlier on. They order your ultra laser paste on Temu, and I was like, you might want to check that, because I don't think they're stocked on Temu, the actual ones. So again, this is where people, if they see a product's good, they copy it. Let's be honest, and it happens. Loads of big brands are copied on Temu, but you're always better off confirming with the supplier whether or not they stock them on there. And if the answer's no, just order direct, because there'll be a massive quality difference between these and the ones you get off Temu.
Yeah, they were cheap too. I didn't test it. I think I opened it, but no, it's still sealed. We haven't tested it, but we'll sense and test it. I was just curious. But anyways, I think someone asked about cat eyes. I'm sorry, I'm just jumping all over the place.
Well, should we go through the questions from the top so that we've not missed it? And then it still gives people a chance to put more in if they want.
Yeah, since you mentioned cat eyes real quick, if you don't mind, is that, and it might answer some questions that we're about to hit, is that when I made the move from Japan to the States, I didn't bring everything over with me. And cat eyes was one of them. Holographic pigments was one of them I left over there. Just because I knew I wasn't selling them on Amazon. I was focused on a different market for epoxy resin, not fingernails or whatever. But but doesn't mean that I won't bring them back. If people think they want stuff like that, then I can bring them.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, somebody's just asked another question as well, which wasn't in caps lock. So that white I used was the Satori white, and it made beautiful cells in those waves using alcohol as well. So that's how I cheat a little bit, is I squirted it with a spray of alcohol after I'd done the wave, and it came out beautiful. So there we go. But first question that came through was from Lauren, actually.
No way.
Who would have thought? Do you mix your own colours from solid colours, or do you get them ready mixed from your provider?
No, I have my own manufacturer. Make them. We have people. There's nothing wrong if you take one of our pigments and mix it with another pigment. Kind of give a special blend. But when kind of like crayons and everything else, once you start mixing a whole bunch, especially color shifts, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a variance of colors, you're going to start getting browns, right? Browns and purples. So that's the reason we don't do it. Now we will make specific colors for customers. We do a lot for the paste. A lot of people want Pantone colors or Rao colors with paste. Pastes are a lot easier to do than pigments, but yeah. I don't mix.
I know I've mixed up some of yours already, so sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
Just experimenting. And I actually put all of those 20 colors into one piece as well. And actually, it turned out amazing.
Turned out all right.
So you've got that to look forward to in the video.
Did you do the color shifts?
Yeah, literally. All 20 colors you get in that kit went in one piece of art, which is now hanging on my wall. Nice. And I actually got a flash cure because I did it on one of the hottest days of the year. And literally, I got a massive flash cure in the center, but it created a really cool texture, and it still kept all of those separate colors in the piece. And then I had a nightmare with the frame because I thought the frame was wood, and it wasn't. It was plastic. And I'd started carving this frame, and I'm like, it's melting. Then what I did is I put some EcoPore, which is like an eco resin type paste all around it, so it gave it more texture. And then I got one of your other colors, the Hote, which was an ultra tint, all the way around the frame. It is stunning. I'm going to go get it. It's hanging on my bedroom wall, so it's a long walk and it's heavy. I had to put 6 screws on the wall just to be safe. But yeah,
was it a short or was it a regular video?
No, it's a full video. It's a full video. So
yeah,
that goes. I don't think it's gone live yet to public, but it'll be going live soon. I'll send you the link. There we go. So Maria's used all 20 apparently as well, and backed it with black and white to see the different color variations. But yeah, the colors in that kit, they're amazing. You won't be disappointed. Stormy Summer Creations is asking, how do you create ads for your website?
How do I create ads for my website? What kind of ads, I guess? Is it is it just driving traffic? I'm assuming that's what
I think so.
I don't use ads. A lot of people use Google Ads. I mean, there's some platforms in Shopify, the connectors and stuff like that. I don't pay for Google Ads whatsoever. I have outsourced the SEO team probably about 4 years ago. I've been working with them to ensure the biggest thing was blogs and true content blogs. What Google's doing now a lot, especially with AI, don't just type up a blog and use AI to write it for you, because Google is analyzing all papers that get submitted on websites, and they'll recognize as the AI. They want pertinent information. The blog doesn't have to be long. We have short-term blogs and we have long-term blogs. Yeah. And we probably do one long blog. I think it's once every quarter, and then one or two short blogs. And that's what drives our traffic.
Yeah. And that's to do with the SEO, isn't it? And that's where, again, like you said, don't just use AI for that, because Google will now detect that and you're going to get less search results. So unfortunately, you've either got to put the work in, or you've got to do 100 different edits with the AI so that you're confident it doesn't look like it's AI generated.
Right. And they can read it. They have tools. For ads, Facebook, we go heavy in Facebook ads. That's where we go. And we do get quite a few. You're always looking for new customers. So we have specific I won't say boundaries. What's the word I'm looking for? Anyways, to identify potential new customers, and then Facebook feeds and stuff like that. But no Google ads. I don't pay for Google ads.
No, okay. Lauren again. Fun fact: this week's color of the week was my first ever eye candy pigment purchase. And again, apparently.
Oh, she said she goes on Amazon, right? I think, if I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. But I think she means that she normally gets the micas rather than the paste, I'm guessing.
No, I think she mentioned as first ever she goes on Amazon, which, hey, if you go on Amazon and buy our products, I'm still as much as grateful than not purchasing also. Don't take that the wrong way. Obviously, Amazon takes huge profits, probably 80% of my profit. That's what they get for every sale they get, whereas our website, obviously, we get better profits, but you also get the same points and sales and stuff like that. But either way, Lauren.
First was on Amazon, but now she only buys from you, so that's brilliant.
I really appreciate that. I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
I think that's the thing that people don't realize as well. But where it can be useful, I think, to use a platform like Amazon or Etsy or things like that, is to create that funnel so that people are aware of your product. And even if you're losing a bit of money, if you're drawing them to your website, then they're going to buy directly from you.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. You hit the nail on the head there. It's because I was spending all this money on Amazon. I would say I spent in the past, since I've been on Amazon, over $2 million, $3 million in ads on Amazon. Wow. That's my fees. So yeah, I always looked at it as, I'm using it as an advertising platform, because I don't have all my colors on Amazon. So if they want something different, even most of our paste we don't have on Amazon anymore. So I'd look at it that way. And on a caveat off that, I'll get to your questions. I'm so sorry. I know you're pressed for time. I think you said you want to keep this under an hour.
No, that's fine. I've got as long as you have. I know you had another meeting scheduled, so.
No, I've cleared my schedule for you.
Oh, brilliant. In that case, we'll be here till midnight in the UK.
I mentioned about a year ago in an email that we sent out to our customers that I always contemplate, I think I mentioned this to you, that I always want to make a YouTube series either as myself or as a brand owner. But I'm leaning towards myself on my experience of selling on Amazon and all these platforms and what is really behind the scenes of all this in terms like I just mentioned, I paid several $1 million, a couple $1 million at least, on Amazon the past couple of years, and just show people the raw numbers, not hide anything. I'll show you exactly what I paid, what works and what doesn't work. What's a bad seller, what's a good seller, what's just everything behind the scenes, so people know, it's not all.
I think it'd be really interesting. I think you get a lot of traction.
Yeah, I think I was going to do that. It's just finding time to do it because, again, going back to what I mentioned half an hour earlier, is that I despise seeing people on these platforms, TikTok or YouTube, selling these coaching courses on how to sell on Amazon or TikTok, because it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And you don't need to do that.
And be very careful with these AI apps that you see on Facebook that people promote, because some of them are good, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of them that are absolutely rubbish. And the only reason that they're promoting it is because they're getting paid crazy amounts of commissions on people signing up to them. And I think this is where you need to do your own research as well. Don't just trust what somebody says on YouTube, because if they're doing a sponsored video, for example, some of them I've learned in some of the AI generation app space, they get up to 70% or more commission. So that's why they're pushing those, not necessarily because the product's good. And that's where I think you need to look at who's doing the video and go, and actually, do I trust that person's being genuine and has used that product, or are they just trying to make money?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. I concur with that.
Okay, we've gone through the cat eye effects. Stormy's asked as well, will you be doing a sampler paste set in the future with pastes?
For UK? That's up to you.
Well, I think Stormy's in the US actually. So I think you already do one in the US, don't you, with
Yeah,
pastes?
you can build your own sample set on our website. Let me just confirm with that real quick, unless something happens. So build your own bundles in the menu.
Merlo Opens as well is on Insta, and she's saying that eye candy pigments are more superior than anything in the UK as well. So there's a compliment. Yeah.
Very much. Thank you. I think
People do love your products, though. We need to figure out how to get more of them, I think, on a regular basis. But again, it's doing it the right way. And I think that's where I think this was great, what we've done, because it tests the market a little bit. You know, if we sell out, then my view is, yeah, let's move straight on to the next project and let's get more stuff in. But we don't even need to sell out. I think if we get to a certain level sold, I'm more than happy to do another collaboration, and then gradually we build them up, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. We've had our products on the UK Amazon over there. Does Jeff work with eyecandy? I do. I work with eyecandy a little bit, Amy. We've sold on. I don't know. I haven't been on the UK Amazon for a while, but last time I checked a couple of years ago, someone was selling our products. I used to sell on Amazon UK. So if you go on UK Amazon, look up eye candy pigments. Tell me if you see any of our products on there.
There's a few pastes on there that I've seen, but that's all. There's not a lot. So there's certain colours that I've seen on Amazon UK, but there's not an awful lot on there when I first looked into eye candy. But there are a few. So I think it's just one of those things. And I think, do you know what? The UK market is clearly interested, and that's why this collaboration made sense, I think, so that we get to try them as well as you like keeping them in the States.
We can do that. We can work out. If you want paste, I know you mentioned ultra shifts. Yeah,
I always call them ultra tints. I don't know why. Sorry, ultra shifts. That's what they are.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right.
Right, Mary Beth was asking as well. Last year, you all did an employee favorite set, and she loved it. Do you think you'll ever do that again?
Ooh, what could we call it? What could we call
employee
it?
favorite set round 2?
maybe paste. I love the idea. I'm sure my team would be all good. All for it. Maybe do paste. Let me write that down.
Yeah. You could do, if it's only employees that pick the colors, you could call it the personnel paste set. A bit of a play on the employees, personnel.
Or we can do something with the ones the bottom 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how well they'll sell if I'm marking my least favorite ones, right?
Yeah, the worst ones. I think they're the best sometimes, though.
Right. Like I said, my colors, I get emails every day. It's like, what color would you choose for this project? And I'm like, I'm not comfortable giving you guys recommendations. I end up doing it, but everybody has their own color palette and ideas. Yeah. Just because I think this doesn't mean you do.
I think that's the thing with that 20 color set. There might be a color in there you don't like, but there's probably a lot that you do, and that's why. And again, I'm not the biggest fan of green. I don't know why. I'm just not the biggest fan. And yet I still picked 2 greens in that set because I know a lot of people love green.
Right. Most people do.
Yeah. Anita's asking as well from Resin and Reveal, have you considered using a UK supplier? There are so many of us here that would order, but we would. I think she means that we'd like the choice of all of the products, but that's a big jump. I think that would be.
Yeah, I think we have. We have a person in the Czech that ships all over there too, UK. Thomas, but yeah, I mean, it's really what the community wants, right? It's what you guys want in terms of, I had a partner over in the UK a few years ago, probably about 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I won't say a partner. I had a person that was interested to partner up and selling my products on UK, and we opened the business in the UK. We registered it and stuff like that. And long story short, he didn't hold up his end of the bargain. I ended up closing it down because I couldn't manage it myself. And
Yeah.
thus, that's the reason I asked a couple minutes ago if you still see my products on Amazon, because I still have thousands of dollars worth of inventory sitting in the UK somewhere.
Yeah.
But, things work out, they don't work out, but I'm always open.
Well, that's the thing. What's going to happen is in a couple of years' time, you're going to be employing me just to work for you and just to be a UK distributor. Job done.
Yeah, you might be talking to a new owner of Amazon. I mean, new owner
Yep.
of iCandy. I don't know if I'd be around that long.
Dawn's saying, when are you and your wife going to start showing your beautiful creations again? I missed it on TikTok and Instagram.
Me?
Apparently. Did you? No. Okay.
Now my wife has her own personal TikTok page. She has a huge following. It's like 250,000 followers on her TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. But she'll include me. She'll pull me in once in a while. But for iCandy TikTok, I don't do anything, unfortunately. But that's the one thing I do need to work on.
Resin reveal again. What methods did you use to test the quality of the eye candy pigments? Now, I think with this is a good question, because I think you're probably the best person that I know that can explain the difference between a cheap mica on Temu, and again, I'm not just saying Temu, but there's much cheaper quality micas, and a more premium mica like yours.
That's a great question. That's a frequent question, and it's deservedly so, because as you just mentioned that, you go on Amazon or other websites where you see I'm selling some for $15 and another company selling theirs for $9 for the same size and relevant color, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of factors involved, and most of them are the fillers within the pigments, right? There's fillers that go into the pigments to make pigments. Like talc, is soft, is cheap, it dilutes the colorants. Chalk, calcium, it's like a white filter. The clay, kaolin clay. There's a couple others. Silica, a lot of silica. Now we do have silica in a couple of our colors, but that's a more like a flow agent. In small amounts, it's to add weight and stuff like that. But a lot of these companies use some of these fillers primarily in their products to reduce the overall cost of the product, right? Like to say the talc, the talc is really, really cheap. I will say that a lot of our wholesalers, there's some companies here I have sitting on my desk that make soaps. One of our biggest customers is one of the biggest brands in the soap making industry.
Okay.
And I mean, billions of dollars they make a year. And that's one of the reasons they come to us, because we don't have a lot of these cheap fillers within the pigments, right?
And a lot of yours are to cosmetic standard as well, aren't they? I saw.
Yeah, that too. So, a lot of testing, the scanning, scanning through microscope, look at shape and grind uniformity of the pigments, because you want the same sizes typically, depending on what type you're doing. Laser diffraction, which measures the particle distribution. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of these big words. Light fastness testing. Gee, I can't even speak. That's for like UV exposure. The rate that the fade resistance. The colorimetry. Golly, what's wrong with me today? To test the batch to batch consistency, like the soap manufacturers that when we have to send the excuse me guys, certificate analysis, which breaks down the batches. We have to send them batch numbers and stuff like that for each order they make. So there's a lot of lab methods, you know.
And I think it's actually it does make a difference to particle size, because that's what I've loved as well. It's like some of your ghosts are very different. So you've got some which I think are finer than others, and you get a completely different effect from them as well, by using the different particle sizes. And again, you can see the difference when you mix them in the resin as well. And I think that's one of the fun things for me, is playing around with some of the different particle sizes.
Yeah.
Now, it does mean that sometimes you have to practice with them a few times. So if you're doing a particular technique, like the bloom technique or something like that, you've got to realize if you're using the heavier particles, they're going to be heavier and they're going to sink more. And if you're using the lighter particles, they don't sink as much. So you've just got to play around with them. But they're great fun, I think, with the different particle sizes.
Right. And when you go to our website, we have a pigment information list in a menu. And that pigment information list lists all of our colors, lists all the uses, lists the particle size and the ingredients. As you just mentioned, the particle size, the rule of thumb is for the particle size, if you see like 10 to 60 microns, 10 to 60 is your typical pigment size. The bigger that number gets, the bigger the particle is. The bigger the particle, the more dense, and it's going to sink. Does that make sense? Did I go too fast on that?
Yeah, that makes sense. Because they're heavier, essentially.
Right. And then one of the cure tests we have that's probably more applicable to you guys is that what we do is mix the same load in identical resin cups, like pour disc, and then let it cure, and then we compare. So we look for clouding, hazing, streaking, soft spots, and if the color held through the exotherm of the epoxy, right? Because the epoxy heats up, and some of these colors, the cheap colors, we've had, and to be transparent, we've had 2 colors that did the same thing even after testing. Especially for when you're doing deep pour epoxies, that all that heat is mixing up, it's going to just simplify. It's going to burn your epoxy. I mean, burn your pigment, and most likely it's going to turn like a tan or brown. And then we do the dispersion in the water to see how we test pigments in the water to see if they disperse. And other things. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go down the rabbit hole, but
no, that's fine. And if ever you do have some that don't fully disperse, just mix them with a bit of alcohol first, and that solves that problem as well. Because I think you mentioned to me some of the neons, sometimes there's slightly different grittiness to them, or
the neon pigments are more granular, and I think Karen just asked, I saw in the bomb, so is bigger better on the particle size? Bigger isn't better on the particle size. It's just what you're trying to accomplish. I wish I had a thing in front of me, but let's say you had a white that's 10 to 60 microns, this real powdery, thin particles, and then you use our snowflake or icicle, which is 200, 700 microns. And when you open that jar, it kind of floats in the air.
Yeah.
If you're looking for opaque pigment, you want the finer. If you want full opaque, full color in your pour, then you want a smaller particle. If you're looking for something like our snowflake icicle, where it's 200, 700 microns, let's say someone doing a countertop per se, and they do a white one. If you ever look on a countertop in a kitchen and you see like a sparkle in your granite, that makes sense. So snowflake is kind of like a top layer of like on a base of a white.
It's almost like a little crispy effect, isn't it?
Exactly. So it doesn't always mean bigger. I would use that. I'd use bigger particles for more of an accent. They have a lot more metallic. They don't cover as well. They're not. You have to take a lot more of the big particles and small particles to get the same coverage, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And what's interesting is if you mix, let's say you're doing 2 different colors and they're different particle sizes, you see the different effects you get with certain techniques. It's actually, you can get different crackles and all sorts if you're mixing the 2 different types. So it is good fun. And you know what? Just play around with them, because I think you'll find the perfect pigment for what you want. And I think sometimes you just need to play around and find the right one for you, because you will always get a different effect depending on which pigments you use. Again, pigment pastes, they're probably all going to be slightly different densities because of the colors as well. Because I think, and you can correct me, I think some colors are heavier than others as well. I got to show you guys something. I think I showed you already, but I'm going to show people on here that
I want some feedback. I want some feedback here in a minute. I know we went off tangent, but I want y'all's feedback. So I'm going to show you something I haven't showed anybody else. But yeah, we have certain density, just like pigments. Pigments have different density, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of the frequent things I get. The paste are not going to sink like the heavy pigments would in fresh epoxy. The density of the paste is going to I say this, it'll take a lot less pigment paste to color something, right? You might take one dip of white, where you might take a dip and a half of a green or something along those lines.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And again, just play around with it. So if you've got blooms or things like that, it doesn't work the first time because it's too heavy. Just put less in next time.
Yeah. All right. I think, did I show you this? Can I show this to everybody?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I think I know what it is.
Yeah. All right. I want everybody's feedback, and I haven't made this to the public or anything, but this has been something that I've wanted to do for the past 3 years. And I'll say my team is 50-50 on this, on doing this or not. But I get emails once in a while on why are you selling in jars? Why can't you do it in tubes like some other companies? Well, my short answer is that I want to ensure that everybody gets every ounce they can scraped out of here that they can, where you can't do it in a bottle. This jar is going to last you forever. You know, a dip of a popsicle stick is going to last forever.
Yeah.
But I've been wanting to do this forever. I don't know if I even want to test it in front of you guys. I never tested it, but I've wanted to put it in a pressurized can. I have not done this.
Oh dear. Here we go.
But see, people are always saying they want a jar. And another thing you can't see in here. Now these are pressurized things. There's no air. It's not like you squeeze. So the pressurized in here. This is our white, and then I have a black, and I have a gold here that I'm testing. See, I prefer jars from resin. There we go. So should I squeeze a little bit on here? What I like about the white is
it works.
Huh?
Let's see if it works first, and then we can give you feedback. Yeah.
This is the first time. This is the first time, guys. Here we go.
Computer says no.
Now I felt it. I felt it. There it is.
There we go. I mean, the good thing with that is if you're doing technical pours or things like that, it will make it easier to measure how much you're doing because it'll be the same amount every time, which that's the part that I like the idea of. But I'm like everybody else, I suppose, in the fact that I'm just used to using these now. I think it'll be a bit of a change for people to get used to. But eventually with things like whites and stuff like that, when you're doing different techniques, you'll know it's 2 squirts to get the technique you want or 3 squirts, which is better when it's sort of more technical. That's a good question, though. CC's just popped up with, what about when it settles, the color? Would it settle
in a jar? No, it's all pressurized. So it doesn't stick on the bottom. It's supposed to push everything up because that's why it took me a couple of squeezes to kind of get the pressure. You know,
so it's not like a sinker white where it will drop to the bottom.
No, it's not like a pump per se. It's literally a vacuum sealed thing. Here's the bad thing. Here's my gold, and I haven't opened it yet. So obviously this didn't pass the test.
Yeah.
This is one of our metallic golds. Yeah, see, I got my fingers all thing.
Yeah.
So we throw these around, you know. We throw these around. We don't have them sit. We just throw them against the wall if that works. We just do all kinds of things. But yeah, you guys saw it first. Let me know what you think. My sister Cindy, who works here, she's saying, why don't we just carry both? Let customers choose. So I don't really want to do that, but who knows?
Well, there's a few bits of feedback already coming through on that, so I'll get to that in a second. How do we find your products in the US? I'll let you answer that one.
eyecandypigments.com. And we do ship to the UK. We ship all around the world. I will say this, though, although I'll continue working with Andy and CCUK, and we're doing all kinds of projects. If you order through us, I highly recommend we send regular USPS and we send UPS and DHL. A lot of people pick USPS, regular United States Postal Service. It's going to take a lot longer to get to you. I recommend UPS because you can track it from point A to point B.
Yeah.
And what we do on our end, we lower the value
Yeah.
of the package, so you're not getting hit on your taxes.
Yeah. Stops as
Can't
many
say
customs
too much on
charges and things like that. But that's something, again, that's always something that if you do order from abroad, you've got to factor that in as a slight risk, because at any point, if yours gets selected, you may have to pay a customs charge at times. So just, I would say that's kind of at your own risk. I mean, I've not had any recently, and I've not when I've had stuff from eyecandy, so that's amazing. But there's always that risk. So I suppose just to put you at rest. Somebody's asking, so Lindsay Reagan's asking, do you have color chips to sell that go with the colors we buy?
I know, but I wish. And she's not the only one that's asked that. It's not. I need to look into it. I'm going to write in. In the past, I would probably just say no. It's just too expensive. I looked into it a few years ago. We have so many applications, right? In terms of people use our pigments for.
Do they mean the flakes? Sorry, I think I don't know if we're on the same. Okay, or do they mean actually like chips just of that color?
Yeah, I think maybe it's chips. I'm assuming, like, they can buy the chip, doing the color.
I do one with resin. Get a little key ring.
We have blocks that we do internally here. We can always make those, but I don't know if customers want to buy the big blocks. We can make the little chips as too. It's just we can make them. It'll be time consuming, and also we have people also buying our pigments for automotive, which pigments usually are used over a black base. So we'd have to do a black and then do the pigment over it. There's just so many variances. I won't say no though. I wrote it down here. Let me see if there's a way to do it for the guys that are doing epoxy resin. And
again, just from playing with them like I have, you get almost 4 different colors with every color. So whether you burnish it. So if you burnish it, you'll get a different color to if you mix it directly in the resin sometimes. It depends what color you use to back it if you're burnishing it as well, because you'll get very different results if you use a white versus a black or any other color. They all come out with their own individual colors. So from one color, you can get 20, 30 different colors technically, but depending on what you back it with. And it's pretty cool to see the effects.
That's a great point. I appreciate you bringing that up. Yeah, there's so many variances.
Yep. And again, what I found is the color shifts. If you use a color shift and you use a similar color, it's stunning. So it looks like it's all one piece, but then when it just moves in the light, you start to see that color shift. And that's really cool. So, because I think when you use a black, sometimes it really darkens the overall piece, even though it makes the color pop more. And that's what I found. If you use a similar color, it still makes that color shift pop when it moves in the light. And that was really cool.
Oh, I'm reading the.
Rosemary was asking as well, when are you going to do the bundle again for the pigment pastes?
Oh, you can do the bundles for the pigment paste right now on our website. Go under on our menu where it says build your own bundles. You can build a 5-color and 10-color bundle of paste.
Yep. There you go, Rosemary. Now you can get on there and get it ordered. So she's asking as well, is it the same as you did last time where you can get a bundle and you get it for a discount if you buy so many? And I'd imagine it is.
Yep.
Lindsay was saying that she likes the jars more than the dispenser, I think. See, my problem is if I have them all in a dispenser, I can just see this happening. I do have a dispenser on behind me, but that's for alcohol. And that's for if I get resin on my hands. And I'm going to end up doing it with pigment and then getting pigment all over my hands. Thinking it's soap. I'm just going to go like this. And then before you know it, my hands will be covered in pigment. But
your feedback, you guys' feedback is very valuable. Just because I like it doesn't mean you guys will like it. And then I know Cindy doesn't like it, but Teddy's kind of on.
Anita was asking as well, in those containers, would it use every drop out of the container? Probably not. You might get more wastage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, I haven't tested it completely. You guys are the first one to see me open it here and test it. So we're going to do some testing on it. But again, it's vacuum, so it's supposed to pull as much possible stuff out of it.
Julie's Ann's asking as well.
I'm not disappointed. I need it.
Will Poxy Purple be available to buy from me at some point? I don't know. I've not seen Poxy Purple.
What, Poxy Purple's not there?
No. I think you must have a color called Poxy Purple.
Yeah. They saying it's not available?
Yeah, no. Julie Zann was just asking, will it ever be available to buy from me? So I'm guessing Julie Zann's in the UK. Maybe in the next collection.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have plenty here.
Yeah, you can get it directly if you want to do that as well.
No, I'm talking to you.
Huh?
Hint. You better get on the ball.
Oh, yeah, Anita's saying, poor Jeff, you looks like you're disappointed with the feedback.
I'm not disappointed. It's something I've always wanted to do for the past few years. Just I've got around to do it, and I had my team put something together. And if it don't work, it don't work. That's why I'm here asking you guys. You know, I hate to release something and you guys like.
Again, there's a lot of cost involved in releasing something new as well, isn't there? So again, it's a case of you need to make sure it's going to sell.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a cheap process. You know, I'm pretty frugal when it comes to it, but you know, and then you guys end consumers, you know, you're paying for something and expect a great result, and it doesn't perform. It's the last thing I want. But Lauren, I will tell the team. That's the one thing we will always do is write our notes on the orders, at least as a thank you.
Yeah, and that's a great touch, you know, just to get that little note on an invoice or something like that. I think it shows that humans are involved in the process as well, which is always, and that's where again with AI, I know there's a lot of, at the minute it's a hot topic and there's a lot of hatred out there for AI as well as people that love it. And I think where it works particularly well is when you can use it but still have a human touch as a company. So that and where it frustrates me is contact centers. I used to supply a lot of contact centers with staff in the day job where they'd have 1,500 people on the phones and answering your calls. And now those same contact centers have probably got 50 people on the phones and the rest is AI. And you just go in a constant loop until you give up and hang up.
Yeah, I've done that. I did that with my service provider for my phone the other day.
Yeah.
You know, 15 minutes.
There's an idea as well. We could do a winter collab with some pigment pastes. I don't see why not. The jars are great as is, Becky's saying.
Thanks, Becky.
Apparently, I need to get some Satori White in stock as well in the UK. So
it's our number one seller. Of everything we sell, it's our number one seller.
Yeah.
I'm just letting
it's
you know.
amazing.
The white and black is our number one seller of everything we carry.
Anita's saying, what about using tubes for dispensing?
I thought about that, but I think it'd just be more waste than having a vacuum bottle. Yeah. I think you just, I don't know. And the reason I did this too, because paste have an expiration to them, especially if you leave the jar open or something along those lines. You know, if you left this open over a couple days, I won't say a couple days, let's say a week or something, in the elements, it'd probably start hardening up, where this wouldn't.
There is that.
If the tube gets like a hole in it, or you know, if you're like toothpaste and you're like pushing it and rolling it up, get the last every bit out, I'm assuming you might cause a crack, or you don't put the lid on tight, something along those lines. So I thought about it, but if you guys think tubes would be preferred, I'm certainly open for
it. Lula's asking as well, Lula from the Goblin Art, will you consider UK affiliates?
Yeah, in terms of sign up.
I think she means for your affiliate scheme that you do. Do you know the affiliate program?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody here.
Oh, you got somebody at the door.
Yeah. 1 second.
Okay.
Hello. Hold on.
But just while Jeff's doing that, guys, don't forget, if you're in the UK, with these collaborations, we need to sell a certain amount so that we can move on to the next collaboration. We've still got quite a few in stock. So if you want any, get over to CCUKResin.com. And there was 15 still available in the States at the start of this. I'm guessing by the end of it, they're going to be sold out. And we're only doing these once, guys. So if you want one, or if you've already ordered one and really like it, you might want to order another one. And I've deliberately kept one back for me so that I can come back in a year's time and go look at all the things we've made and then go back to that original set. You can see it on the shelf just behind me, just there. And that's a reminder to me. And then it allows me to then in a year's time do like a 1 year anniversary piece.
Oh, yeah. You should epoxy it. You should put in epoxy.
Oh, Lisa's asking, can you show her the cam again?
This one? This one?
That's the one, yeah.
You want me to do it again? Hold on for a minute. I let my team go home early today. So I was a mailman. That just came. He was late. He's probably hoping I wasn't here. All right, here we go. Here's a piece of paper. I'll try to force it. Here's the suction.
Yeah. What I do really like about that idea, though, is because they're in a pressurized container, as you said, I think it will last longer. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. But actually, you're right. But again, if you look after your paste in the jars, they don't tend to go off.
Right.
Everyone's saying we need to do seasonal collaboration every season. So the next one's autumn and then a winter one. Yeah, that's true. Anita's saying don't think of a different type of container. Don't try and fix something that isn't broken.
True. Yeah,
and
my team tried to hold me back.
I think the problem you'd have is it's like once people are used to getting these jars, they start thinking of storage solutions for those jars and things like that. And then all of a sudden, if something's 3 times bigger, they've got to think of a brand new storage solution. So maybe that's something as well, thinking about it in that way.
Yeah.
I've just printed out some, hang on. I've got a specific eye candy tray now, which stacks a stackable eye candy tray.
Was that your 3D printing?
Yeah. So I've now got a stack.
That's badass.
And it's perfect fit for these jars. So, and then
watch it. You start selling those.
Do you?
I said you should start selling those.
Well, I like that. Yeah. And then literally, I've got a center column, so it stacks on it, and it's like a Bain Marie. It just turns around, so you can pick your colors. So as you build your colors, it's going to be a massive tower. Which is
we need to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, the great thing is because I've done it on a 3D printer, we can talk about it because I can just send you the file. It's as simple as that if you wanted to, and I know there are print farms in the US as well, so you never know if people want something like that. I'll try. I've got the full one set up over there, but I don't know if I can get the camera to show you at the minute in my room. So but no, I'll send you a picture of the full one as well when it's stacked. I
had a customer reach out last month or something about the possibility of changing our jar lids. So they can, our 50-gram jars or regular pigment jars, 25, 50 gram. So where they don't fall over. So I had my team develop a lid and they came with new jars and we tested it. They worked out great where they, you just stack the jars up, but I didn't like it.
The problem is with that, and I've seen those, I didn't like the idea that if I had a color at the bottom, I then have to take all the colors out the top because I've seen a few of those. And that's why I came up with this, because there's literally a 20 mil gap in between each row because the spacer I put in. So you can still get this out and put it in. So, I do lots of things like that. So I don't know if you've seen my alcohol stands, but which one should I get? Here we go. But there's been quite a few people in the States that have bought these from me, and it's because they can't find the 30 mil stands for your alcohol inks. So I've done 30 mil stands for your alcohol inks.
Start selling those. You need to start selling. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do sell them in the UK. But yeah, they're pretty cool. People don't realise though, something like that, it still takes 4 or 5 hours to print. It's not a case of push a button and it's done once you've designed it. It still takes sort of 4 or 5 hours to actually print out. But I love my 3D printer now because I'm quite creative in storage solutions, things like that. And if I can think it, I can design it. And if I can design it, I can print it. And it's just,
I told
it's
you
amazing.
before, I'd have trouble doing that. I'd be spending all my time making stuff I don't need, and then I get no work done. But Lauren said that brilliant, so they don't slide. Yeah. So Lauren, I know exactly what you're talking about. But the lids, I just didn't like the jar, the new jar with the lid left a little gap. You know, I just didn't like it, but doesn't mean I'm done with researching it.
I need you to design a large flat one that I can attach to my wall. Okay. This is where it gets more complex, though, when everybody wants something specifically designed to the way that they want it. And that's why I did a few products that I love and I use every day. I even did a little box for the eyecandy pigment set. Now, I'm not selling this, so you can't tell me off, but I've got an eyecandy box which I can stack all of these in, just to organize them in one space. But yeah, it's not a very good likeness of your logo, but it was just so that I know that's where I store my eyecandies.
Well, I didn't give you trademark rights anyway, so.
But no, it's a case of when you start thinking about it, though, as well. There's so much you can do. It's like acrylic pens. I've got them all stacked like that as well.
Dang.
So there's so much you can do. It just takes a lot of time to get it just right.
Just mass produce them.
Well, you can. That's the thing now, because there are things like print farms where they charge you so much to print it out, but you can literally send them a file and print 100 of them off, which is crazy. Obviously, I have one printer at the moment. I might get another one in the future. But it means I can only produce so many things a day, which is a bit of a shame. But I've got a question for product. Have you got a favorite color? What is Jeff's favorite color?
No-con blue.
No-con blue. I don't think I've seen that one.
No-con blue and Junction silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
They would probably go well together as well, I would imagine.
Yeah, no questions asked. No-con blue. Yeah, N-O-K-O-N.
There we go. I might have to order. Is that a paste or is it a powder?
Powder. Both powders. Junction blue. I meant Junction blue. Junction silver and no-con blue.
Jackie's asking as well. Wants to do a side table. I want a dish type resin, dish type film. I think she means the colored films that you can get, the dichloric ones. Do you know the ones with all the different colors? How would you do it? She gets the film from Little Windows apparently at the minute, but is on a budget. What's a good substitute? So I think she's asking, have you got a powder? What could replicate that sort of rainbow aurora effect?
No, I wouldn't recommend any powder for that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I don't think replicating that. That's a film that. No, I couldn't do it. You'd be mixing all kinds of powders trying to achieve it. Kind of like one of the most. I get quite a few questions on what's the night thing over there? What's the sky with all the lights?
No, the Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, that I get a lot of questions on that. That's so hard to replicate. I mean, I wish I had an answer for you, but I prefer not to give you one. Advice you spend on money, on something that's not going to work. I think it'd be a tough project.
And what I would say with that is use your imagination, because there is ways to get effects like the Aurora Borealis with normal mica powders. And sometimes you might want to layer them to get a different effect and things like that, but it's definitely achievable. And do you know what? It's your imagination at the end of the day. You can do that. You can do whatever you want with pigments, but you've just got to try it first and see if it works.
Right. Yeah. Have I ever?
Red Run is amazing. Apparently, is that one of the ultra shifts? The Red Run. Is that black to red?
Yeah. Did you guys see my video in my car? So I painted it last December with Red Run.
No. Wow.
Remember? Yeah, I painted with the peelable paint. I already peeled it off my car, but yeah, if you go to it's on my TikTok. Eyecandy pigments. If you search eyecandy pigments on TikTok.
That was the first time I got those ultra shift pigments. First thing I thought of is I want to do my car, and I sent an email to somebody in the UK, a paint shop, and I was like, "How much would it cost?" And they were like £10,000, and I was like, "My car's not worth that."
No, you need to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
someone else.
But I bet you they look stunning on a car.
Do you have a cream or beige mica powder? Can you hold on 1 second?
Yeah.
To that question.
Cream or beige?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if I've got one.
That's a great question.
Yeah, you can
try to find some for you. Oh. Boom, that's what we're testing right there.
There we go.
Right as we speak. It'll be released probably maybe in July.
Okay.
Is that hopefully that's kind of what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's kind of creamy beige.
Yep.
Yeah. I love your rainbow orange as well. That reminds me of a goldfish or a koi. Absolutely beautiful.
Thanks.
Mio with 063 has just ordered the Summer of eyecandy set. First time order. Are you in the States or in the UK? I'm guessing in the US. So that means there's only 14 left now in the US, possibly less.
Let's see. Let me just refresh this. I knew we'd be tracking it a little bit.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Left.
I'll wait for you to tell me how many's left.
13. 13 left in the US.
13. So I'm going to do something that I haven't announced yet. So if you're on this live, yeah. So I'm presuming you can see who's ordered them in the States.
Who, me?
So you're going to have 100 people that have ordered one of those. And when we sell out in the UK, we're going to have 100 in the UK. And when they've sold out, I'm going to do a prize draw on those 100 people where whoever wins, there's going to be one winner in the States, one in the UK, and whoever wins can have a custom piece of resin art done by me, whatever they want, shipped to them free of charge. So if you haven't already and you want entry into that special Summer of eyecandy prize draw, we need to sell out in both countries, and then we're going to have one winner in the States, one in the UK. If you want a coaster set, I'll do you a coaster set. If you want some jewelry, I'll do you some jewelry. If you want a ring, I'll do you a ring. If you want some artwork for the wall, I'll do that. Whatever you want, a custom piece, one winner in the US, one in the UK when we sell out. So there we go.
Let's do this. And I didn't know, hey guys, to be honest, I didn't know anything about this. So let's do this. Let's do it. I'll include $100 gift certificate, one for the UK and 100 for the US.
Wow. There we go, guys. That's amazing. So when we sell out, we're going to do that prize draw. Should we do it as two separate prizes then? Then there's going to be two winners from each country.
No, that's totally up to you. I mean, you're the one announcing. I'm learning right now. So
what do we think in chat?
You divide the way you want to do it.
Should we do it as two separate prizes or one amazing super prize? What are we thinking in chat?
Thank you, Resident Reveal. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate you, Anita. And again, check out Resident Reveal as well. If you've not, she's got a newish channel, and I'm so proud of her. You know, she's just started doing videos on YouTube, so go and check her out. I think she's doing amazing. So she's only just been live for less than a month, I think, on YouTube. So, somebody's saying yes for a super prize. Okay, two separate. Well, let's make it 3 prizes then. So we'll do 2 $50 eye candy ones in the US and 2 in the UK, and then that mega prize of the custom art as well. That way we get 3 winners in each country.
Two $50.
I think that way we can spread the joy to more people, which is what we want to do. So don't forget, if you're watching this and you haven't got it, go and get it, because you've only got 13 more chances in the States. And you've got a few more than that in the UK, but I've got a feeling they're going to go quick. So just get them ordered. And then the great thing is, as soon as we get near to selling out in both, guess what? We can move on to the next project as well, which is really exciting. And I think it's going to have to be pastes.
Yeah, Nita said do an autumn one for later this fall. I think it was.
Yeah, or an awesome collaboration. We could do that. What about a mixed set as well? So it might have, I don't know, 5 pastes and 5 micas. That would be cool. Any prize is a fabulous bonus. Cool. I'm glad you like it. And again, nobody knew that was going to happen. Jeff didn't know. I just thought of that earlier on today. I said, I want to make this special. I'm all about, I know it's on camera now. That's it. I can never go back on it. Wow. Okay. So Lauren's nearly got $50 in eye candy points building the cart.
Awesome.
That is amazing.
We're on a 4th of July for US for anybody, but 20% off this weekend for 4th of July, 250th birthday for us. So more to come out. If you guys haven't signed up for our newsletter, no, it doesn't matter where you live, please do so, because we're always announcing stuff, and even for Andy stuff, we announce stuff in newsletters, and probably announce the winners as well.
Is there a product that you haven't launched yet that you're, and again, don't tell me to go away if you don't want to tell me, but is there something that you're excited about over the next, I don't know, 6 months that you haven't done yet that you want to launch? I'm just curious.
Well, since you guys shot down my little new jars,
that's gone.
We just released our epoxy resin, so that's something that I've really been focused on for the past 6 or 7 months. On the release and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm trying to. I'm not going to be here forever, and my plans are not to be here too much longer.
Okay.
So I'm trying not to put so much on my plate in the event that I am not around much longer. I'm not saying I'm leaving in 6 months or within a year. I'm just saying that everyone in life has an exit strategy, right? And that's what I'm working on, is some time down the road, and hopefully sooner rather than later that I have an exit strategy. But so I'm trying not to bring in more new products, maybe new colors, but nothing huge in terms of a new, never released type of product. Does that answer you?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
As long as when that happens, you've still got to tell whoever buys the business that they have to collaborate with CCUK stuff. That's got to be part of the deal.
Yeah. I've been approached several times, especially during the I think every business had a great uptick here, at least in the US, of during COVID. I think we already talked about that. And a lot of companies, a lot of aggregators, a lot of people out there buying companies. I've always turned them away, but the one caveat to that was that whoever takes over iCandy someday is that, number one, is customer service. My customers, and I understand my customer base, and how there's a reason I'm here, is because everybody like you guys and everybody that follows us. So I don't want to ruin that. And then also that my team here is taken care of, that I'm just not walking out the door and, hey, good luck, peace. I'm out. And
thanks. I'll pay my money. See you later.
And that's to include my affiliates and my wholesalers, and so a lot comes into that, and I'm very, very, very in tune.
Yeah. We had a question come through about the molds as well. Tell us how you do the molds and if you'll be increasing them.
I don't do the molds. We had our own molds. I think we have a couple still on clearance. We introduced our own molds maybe 3 years ago when I was still living in Cambodia. Since I've been back, I kind of let that go because although we had fantastic molds, I absolutely loved them. I just didn't want to continue that, and that's the reason we have Ryan from Zappin 3D molds on our website. All those molds are from Ryan, who's been with us since the very beginning.
Yeah.
Use Platinum 30 molds. These aren't your cheap molds, guys. If you're looking for cheap molds,
That's amazing. The thickness of them as well. They look amazing.
They're very well made. He custom makes molds as well. So if there's a mold that you don't see, I can give you his contact information, and he would be more than happy to help you. But high quality molds, of course, we wouldn't just bring a board just to sell molds.
And there's definitely an art to making a mold. I'll tell you that. The amount of molds I've made that haven't worked, as well as the ones that have, is an art form.
Yeah. So I can't give you too many. I think it was Lauren that asked that. Yeah, I can't give you the answers to the mold side. I know type of platinum silicone. I know what he uses, but the process and stuff. And I think he just released 3 new molds. I think his newsletter said he had 3 new molds. I can't remember what they were on top of my head.
Yeah, that's one thing that I still think is yet to be product wise. I still think there must be a way to bring the cost of liquid silicone down. Do you know to make the molds with? Because again, it's just so expensive. If you make your own molds, it's like some of the molds I've made have cost me about £50 just in the silicone itself. And that's the thing. Then you get people saying, "Can I buy that mold?" Well, you can, but it's going to cost a lot of money because of how much the silicone costs.
Yeah, I'm sure the same stuff that Ryan gets into. Same questions people ask. So I can get them on Amazon. Well, go to Amazon and get it. You get what you pay for, type of thing. But I know he's run into problems with his silicone manufacturers as we speak because they're changing stuff, trying to cut costs. Matter of fact, I got an email from them today. Is that I don't see costs going down at all on silicone.
No, but you know what? I think the beauty of the silicone is if you love the art and you make your own mold. Nobody else has it. It's yours. And that's the beauty. I mean, I've got some like crystal molds that I molded from real crystals, and I love them. And every time I do a video with one, people are like, "Where can I get the mold?" Sorry, you can't. It's mine. But it's not just that. It's because it'd be so expensive for me to ship it as well, because the weight of the molds and things like that. People don't realize, but even if you see a mold for, I don't know, $100, it's probably cost $50 to make it at least before they get into the making any profit. Then they've got to ship it and things like that. So there's a big cost in molds.
I know it did. When we were making our molds, it wasn't cheap. It wasn't cheap at all. And different shores and stuff like that. But I know Ryan's. He tries to cut costs where he can, but the amount of silicone he uses just on one mold is unbelievable.
I've used 2 liters on a smallish mold before, just because the thickness of the mold and the piece that had to do it to get the piece properly. So it's it uses a lot. But I think that's the difference as well between the handmade ones and the mass-produced ones that you see sometimes. And yes, you can get cheap molds on Temu. I use them. I'm not going to hide behind that. I use some cheaper molds from Temu, but I've also got my more quality molds. And I think that's the thing. The Temu molds, I'll probably get 10, maybe 20 pours out of if I'm lucky before they start deteriorating the silicone. But the quality molds, I've got some that I've had over 100 pours in and the silicone is still perfect. So you do pay for what you get, even with molds.
Right. Oh, someone wanted me to make them my skull mold. 65 fluid ounce silicone rubber. Nope. Yeah.
I didn't know you did it. I didn't know that you got a skull mold. I must have missed that one.
Yeah, send me an email, guys, on the very bottom of our website, eyecandypigments.com. On the very bottom where it says contact us or email us. It goes directly to me. It doesn't go to anybody else. If you need assistance with molds or questions about molds or anything else, feel free, and I'll introduce you to Ryan. Fabulous guy. He went to school. I can't remember. It's like for engineering, CAD. So he's well versed. He's been doing it for years. And
yeah,
it's
cool. I suppose I suppose just to pre-warn people in chat, if you've got any questions, now's the time to ask, because we've gone 40 minutes over, which is great. I know, but again, I do appreciate your time as well, Jeff. So I know that you've probably got other
It's the
things
least
that
I
you
can
need to
do
get
for
ready as
you and
well.
others. Yeah, it's the least I can do.
Have you got any questions? I always do this, and I normally regret it. I always say, "Have you got any questions for me?" Because I've asked a load of you at the end. So, and again, I'm like, I'm an open book, so you can ask any questions you want.
I told you. Thank you.
Oh, Lauren's catalog question was missed. I didn't see it. Sorry, Lauren. Yeah, put it back in chat, and I'll put it back up. I know you've got the Shamrock set in molds. But yeah, put it back in chat, and then I'll put it on screen.
Oh, are you asking me if I have questions for you, or are you asking?
Yeah, me? Yeah. I always think it's only fair as we get towards the end of the live.
Doing this sample set box, we've had quite a few meetings already, and meetings that feels like I kind of already know you. I mean, this.
That's good. Hopefully, that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
I would never air it out, anyways. I would never do that.
So Claire's asking what got you into all of this. I think we covered that right at the start, but if you wanted to just let them know very quickly, sort of as we get towards the end, what got you back at what got you into sort of pigments and eye candy at the start?
Just a very, very quick snapshot is that when I was in Japan, I had an automotive paint shop. I was buying pigments from another company, and I told myself, why am I buying pigments from another company when I'm in the mecca of pigments here in Asia when I lived in Japan? So I sourced and created and manufactured and had my own pigments made to use for painting cars. Got tired of painting cars, studied Amazon on YouTube for a year, and then finally released my pigments on Amazon here in the US. And then sold like $100 worth in the first week. And I was like, you know what? I made more this week in pigments than I did painting a car. And I was done.
That's great.
Yeah.
Mary Beth's asking what makes the Ultra Shifts so expensive. I think she means more expensive than the normal.
Yeah, they're really expensive. They're our most expensive products that we carry in terms of pigments. But as he can probably tell, that a little goes a long way, and they're way different than your regular typical color shifts. It's just the ingredients. I mean, you go to our pigment information list and look at the ingredients or SDS sheets. The ingredients themselves,
they are absolutely stunning, guys. The shift on them.
The ingredients cost way more than your typical micas and titanium and everything else that we see in a regular mica powder.
Yeah. I suppose that's what gives them a more metallic-y look as well, isn't it, really? It's the extra ingredients that goes in.
Yeah, I almost feel guilty. And that's a beautiful piece. I love that piece.
Thank you.
I feel guilty when I see an order where someone, maybe a first-time customer orders we have a 1 gram, 5 gram, and 25 gram size of Ultra Shift. And the 1 gram comes in small little packages, like tiny, as you probably already know. And I'm like, oh, I hope they realize, they're paying $8 for this little baggie. I hope they realize that it's more, there's a lot of punch in that little bag. You get
what I would say is you still get 1 gram in those bags. And again, I've come across similar products, I won't name them, where you only get half a gram, and that's about £6 in the UK. So I'd probably say pricing-wise, you're still getting double your money, and it works really, really well. And I love them.
Thank you.
I might go and get that piece off my wall in a minute just to show you what I mean, because I use that all the way around the edge, and it's beautiful. Yeah. But Lauren's questions come back through. So she's been using the catalogue as her inventory marker, and there are colours that she's got that aren't in the catalogue. Are you dropping some of the colours, or is there a new update coming out? So have some of the colours that you've stocked before, are they not available anymore? Because she's got some in the catalogue apparently that she can't get now.
No, I'm very interested to know. Lauren, you have my email. Tell me the colors. I'm trying to think. No, I don't believe so. No. Now, depends what. No, we haven't updated our catalog in quite a bit. Yeah. Gosh, now you got me thinking. No, I'm sorry.
No? Okay, there we go. Can I order a catalog? I think they can order a catalog on your website.
I went past a supercar that color hanged as I went by the other day and wonder if it's eyecandy.
Also, Lauren's saying Fiji is one of the colors that she can't see now on the website.
No, we have Kiji because that says one of our.
The good news, if it's Kiji you're after, you can get it in the Summer of Eyecandy set.
Yeah, that's set. No, it's on our website. Kiji color shift. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I liked that one as well. It was a really nice one.
No, I like these questions because we just found another issue the other day where descriptions aren't being shown. So you guys are helping us. No, they are on the website.
No, they're on the website, not in the of the catalog. That makes sense. So I think she's ticking them off.
Well, we need to update the catalog to include our new epoxy and stuff like that. Well, Lauren, what I'm going to do too, what we did for this current catalog that you probably have now, and you can see on our website, is that the outside cover in the back is an artist. Someone made that artist piece, and on the bottom of the catalog it gives his Instagram and stuff like that. His name's Justin. So with that being said, since we're doing a new catalog in the near future, I'll send out a newsletter to all of our artists, ask them to send in their submissions of their art, and maybe they'll be the cover. We might do a collage of artists.
Well, in that case, I'm going to go get it off my wall so that you can see, because that could be the next one. Let me go grab it. I'll go grab it.
So we want a cover of a catalog or new catalog, we have to update the image. So we might make a collage of different people's art in them, or we may just take one picture. But if you're not on our newsletter, please sign up on our website for a newsletter, and I'll send out the information sometime this summer. I'm just writing that down too. What if I already have several of the colors in collaboration? Can I switch to some colors I don't have? Stormy, I'm just filling in for him. Stormy, if you bought, I'm assuming you're talking about this back CCUK pack. If you bought it from me, I'd be more than happy to exchange some colors for you. If you're in the US. And,
right. So this is all
get off the wall
in one piece.
Jeez almighty. Yeah, I saw that. I saw it on YouTube or something. I commented on that video.
Yeah, that was the one. I don't think the full video's out yet with the frame. So where I made the frame with the Hote.
Yeah.
But it really pops. And all of those gorgeous colors. So I deliberately did white on this side and then black on that side.
Beautiful piece, my friend.
Yeah, there we go. $20,000. It's yours, Jeff. But there
Do I have? Yeah, Stormy. Email me, Stormy. On the Bomber website, again, it says email us or something along those lines. That goes directly to me, and just we'll do something. Stormy is asking if we can change colors out of her pack if she already has some. I told her we would. Do you have seasonal pigments in a group? We thought about that, actually. Let me write that down. That's a great idea.
Yeah, you can always do a seasonal pack at certain times of the year, Halloween, Christmas, things like that.
Yeah, we have 12 Days of Christmas sale. Every day we have something different.
Yeah.
We usually have like a Halloween pack or something. But again, we have so many colors, and for me to pick colors for people, like let's say Halloween or fall, my brown may not, your brown may be different from mine. But that I got it down. I think that's a great.
I think I'll tell you what. I don't think I've seen a company do this yet, but this would be really interesting. So, I've been watching a lot about SaaS companies and obviously subscription services, and I think it'd be really interesting if a pigment provider, for example, came up with some form of subscription box where you pay £15 or $15 a month, and then you get 3 or 4 or 5 different products in there every month.
I've done it. When I first moved back here, I did that. 2021, I think. No, maybe before that. So we did have a subscription. As a matter of fact, I still have the domain, I think, still for it. It worked out great. I mean, I had to shut it down for a couple of reasons. I think I only had 100 and something subscribers. We did it once a month. Number one is hard on my team because we're just, on top of everything, putting 100 something subscription boxes. I know, woo is me, right? But the hardest part was picking colors. I'm using Stormy, for example, right? Stormy, this ain't nothing against what you're asking, please. But if we have regular customers that purchase hundreds of colors from us, or 50 colors, or 20 colors, and then I build a certain pack that may have a color that they've already had, or a couple colors, or something that I just didn't feel right. I never got complaints. I never received complaints saying, it's a crappy, subscription box. But I just didn't feel right. Like I'm picking colors that, Karen there may have had 3 of the colors, whereas a new person didn't have any of the colors. I was trying to find a way to make it fair. So I'll bring it back if you guys think it's something that's,
I think you do. Well, do you know what? If you got a duplicate of a color, it's fine. You just use more of that color. I think, and you know what? I think with the pastes, I'd probably be a little bit more disappointed if I got a repeat of a paste because they last forever. But if it was like the 5 gram mica pouches, I can get through those pretty quickly if I wanted to.
But at the time, we didn't have build your own bundle either.
Right.
So people can go on our website now and build their own 50 pack for a heavily discounted price. So it's kind of, I've written it down here. I'll talk to the team. I might have to use my AI to give me some ideas.
There you go. Maria would be happy to have duplicates. Lauren's goal is to get them all into a 50 gram bottle.
We'll drive that car over to the East Coast, Lauren. We'll fill it up for you.
I wish I could, but it's a long way for me to come in a car.
Yeah.
I think I've got the same goal. I don't want to stop until I've tried every one of your colors and products.
Thank you.
And the next things I really want to try is the flakes as well, because I haven't tried those. And I have tried flakes from other providers. Some I've really liked, some I've hated because they've been really patchy and look horrible. But I get the feeling that yours would burnish really well.
Yeah. You're talking about our metallic flakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't promote them. I should, but I don't promote them. We've had flakes just because I own an automotive shop in Japan.
Yeah.
I just brought them over, I just brought the catalog.
You've got quite a few sold out on there, though, so people clearly like them.
Yeah. I mean, we have a lot of more people recently using them for fishing lures. We have a lot of customers that create their fishing lures. Here you go. Had a customer stop by the other day to give me some samples.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see the flakes and stuff?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are using them for that reason, along with their ultra flakes. But it's a love-hate relationship with flakes because they're flakes. They're going to sink in epoxy. Number one, they're going to sink quickly, especially if you have a deep pour. And number two, if you're doing a small pour, as you probably already know, you're doing a small pour and you do the flakes down, and you got that sand texture. It's coarse. It's really coursey. And then some people sand those down and do a flood coat over them or what have you. The best way I tell people, if you're going to use microflakes, if you're going to use our metallic flakes, I should say, I wait till the epoxy gets set up a little bit, almost like a syrupy consistency, so it suspends the flakes.
What a lot of people do with the metallic flakes as well is they just burnish a mold and then fill it in black. Because that way you're just going to get one complete color of that metallic color, and the black usually makes it pop. So again, it might be worth. I've not tried your flakes yet, so I don't know. I would imagine they work similar, where you would just burnish it onto the mold and then fill it with black resin.
I've never done it, to be honest with you.
There you go.
I'd be more happy to send you some.
Yeah, that'd be a great chat. It'd be interesting to see because, I know that similar to the Ultra Shifts, I think some of those flakes will probably really pop in color as well. But from what
are you talking about Ultra Shift flakes, or are you talking about metallic flakes?
both. So and I've seen both on your website. I think the Ultra Shift flakes would probably be very nice, but I think the metallic flakes would still look pretty cool. There we go. So Lauren's actually asking, will they burnish a mold smoothly? Thanks everyone for being here as well. If you're still in chat, appreciate you all. Hope you're having a good live. You're getting double your value on this live because it's only meant to be an hour, guys, and we've nearly at 2 hours. So any last minute questions, get them in chat.
All right. When you say burnish, what are you burnishing it with?
Yeah, just a brush on the silicone.
Gosh, so I think that'd still be. I've never tried it. So this are metallics, right? Metallic
yeah, that
flakes.
would definitely work. Looking at it.
This is our shimmer series where it looks like a rainbow, and then you have your Ultra Shifts flakes.
Wow!
Did I send you these?
They look no, I've not got those. They look amazing.
I'm going to make a mess, but these are.
Wow, they're the ones I want.
Yeah,
I think I need those in my life, Jeff. Where do I buy them?
Yeah. This is on my clearance rack. So these are going clearance on our website. See there? I knew I'd get it all over me. But okay. Yeah, they should. Okay.
They're gorgeous though, those flakes. I really need to try those. So if they're on clearance, I think I might have to order them all so that nobody else can have them.
Can you do printable chart of all your colors to help keep up with the colors we have? Yeah, if you go to our website, I wish I knew how to share. What can I share?
I can do it for you. Hang on. Let me go on your website. eyecandypigments.com. We're here. Let me share my screen.
Share the color chart, right? What's the color chart?
Entire screen. Let's go with this one. Right, this should look familiar in a second. Here it is.
Yeah, can you go to menu?
I can get a menu on the side, yeah.
And go down to where it says catalog, banner, and poster. Right in the middle. There you go.
There we go.
Up a little bit.
So you can view catalog?
Yeah, view the catalog. And there's a button on the top. Might take a second. Yeah, scroll up a little bit.
Gorgeous.
So this is catalog cover. Yeah, go to the top a little bit. See that little download on the right-hand side, on top bar to the right?
Oh, yeah, there, download.
Yeah, you can download it or print it off or what have you.
I best not show you all of my files, actually.
No, you don't have to. No, I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just saying that that's one way.
Right, and confidential. But yeah, I didn't realize you could download it, actually, so that's great. So, yeah, all we need to do is go to eyecandypigments.com.
Mm-hmm.
That looks stunning. Whoever did that piece of art, that looks amazing.
Acrylic pour.
Yeah. Stunning cells on that. So there you go. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to playing with your colors with wood as well, because I've been doing a lot of playing around with wood recently and some wood carving. So I'm going to be playing with those as well. And I think that's going to be exciting.
Oh, more for something else. As Jeff, Mary Beth said, Jeff, you've been sold out for a few weeks. Mary, which one is that?
Which one, Mary? Mary Beth? Is your Ultra Shift like chameleon powder? Yeah.
Yes.
So the Ultra Shifts are really, really metallic-y.
We have the color shifts and we have the Ultra Shifts. Color shifts, they still shift.
Yeah.
And then you have Ultra Shifts for that really shift. These are cheaper. These are a
little bit more.
I'd say a lot more. But well worth it. The Ultra Shifts go way farther than the regular basic color shifts.
The flakes. Mary Beth was saying the flakes. I think she was saying that they were all sold out.
The Ultra Shift flakes. I'll have to look. I know we're putting some together. So we're restocking 5-gram colors as we speak, 50-gram colors. and now in some 25 gram. I haven't gotten to the flakes yet, but thank you for bringing it up. No, not if you have a
Yeah.
certain one you're looking for, let me know. I know all of them aren't sold out, but if there's a certain one that
Yeah, this the sets of Ultra Shift flakes, Mary Beth say.
that's always sold out. Sets. Thank you. I appreciate it.
This live is going to cost me a fortune, but I want it all. That was Maria. I'm glad we could please with that. With do you know what? You haven't got to buy them, but when you do buy them, you'll want to buy them again, is what I'll say. So yeah, be warned, they could be addictive.
Is Ultra Shift what they see on supercars?
Yeah, I think Mary Beth saying these sets of Ultra Shift flakes again, they'd be amazing to try. I get the feeling they'll be quite similar to other flakes that I've tried from other brands that really give you that metallic shine.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, just going by the powders and how much color they are, I think the flakes would be exactly the same. So
they are. They're kind of matching of what the Ultra Shift colors are. Someone asked is what they use on supercars, the Ultra Shift. Yes, the color shifts and Ultra Shifts. We painted a race car a few years ago using one of our regular color shifts. I think it's under Sapporo or Origami color shift. I think the picture of the race car.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, we've got Base Resonator in as well. Hi, Tim. I hope you're doing well over there in the States from Texas. I don't know if you've met Tim, Base Resonator, Jeff, but he sings as well as does resin.
Oh, man, got talent.
He's got a very smooth bass voice. We've had him on a live. He's amazing. So he says the old shifts are pricey, but oh man, they're so awesome. I agree.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for something real quick. Which one was that? Is it Buddha? No, now you got me thinking. Sushi, Kabuka, Mara, Sapporo, Fujisan. I wanted to show you. It was Origami. Anyways, I'm sorry. I don't want you guys to wait. I'll find out.
No, that's cool. Oh, wow. Okay. You've given Tim a few things for his last giveaway, so you do know Tim.
Oh, okay.
Base Resonator, Tim.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking of someone else. I'm good. I still have it. Yeah.
But no, I think, do you know what? I from my point of view as well, I just want to say thank you as well, because I think it's amazing that we've had the interactions that we have and that you're trying as well to help UK artists get them as well, because I think there's not many brands that do that. Do you know, if you reach out to a brand and say, look, we really want to try your stuff in the UK, what can we do? Let's do a collaboration. 9 times out of 10, those brands just ignore you. And I think it's because they think the UK is a smaller market. What they don't realize is on things like YouTube, more of my audience is in America than it is in the UK. So I think it's great to collaborate. So it brings both audiences together. And I think you've done an amazing set in the Summer of Eye Candy set.
Thank you.
And I'm so looking forward to, over the next couple of months, seeing what everybody who's bought one makes with them.
We have like 12 left over here. Get
12 now. We've only got 12.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, guys. I'm going to have to leave here in a minute, but I do appreciate the opportunity. And what you just mentioned is that I truly believe, I get emails all the time about partnering or doing some kind of giveaway, which I'm all about. And the one thing I will say, I've never, ever replied back to an email asking anybody how many followers you have, how long you've been on. It's not that. The only thing that I'll ask is probably, do you have social media sites, and are you an affiliate of ours? That's the main question. I'll never ask that, because I truly believe that everyone starts from somewhere. I truly believe that. That 1,000 follower or 800 person that person has 800 followers. Someday it will be that 80,000 followers. And I'm along for the journey. I'm not looking for the short turnaround. And I think building that relationship is more important for both parties than just, oh, you have 80,000 followers, let's do something. And then, trying to get a quick kickback. I think it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
No, I think you've got to be in the long-term relationship, and I think that's the beauty of it. And do you know what? One day I'm hoping I can have enough followers that I can do this full time and fly across there and meet you in person. And you can give me a tour of the warehouse. Yeah, probably. I'll meet you in Cambodia then.
You come here, sign the paperwork, so I can go to Cambodia.
Oh wow, we could talk about that. I don't think I've got the budget for that though at the minute, but yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows in the future?
No, never know. Oh, thank you, Lauren. I really appreciate you guys. Mudsy, thank you. I really, really appreciate the opportunity, everyone. And if you ever need to reach out to me, again, go to eyecandypigments.com instead of me telling you what my email is. And on the very bottom, it says email us or contact us. It goes directly to me. It doesn't go any to my team. It doesn't do anything. So if your email goes unanswered, that's my fault. That's me. It's me. So the good and the bad and the ugly, it's me on the other end, because I like to answer them. Vice, not that I don't trust my team, but I like to know who needs support.
And again, I've just seen Cece saying that she's still trying to reach 200. Do you know what? As long as you keep going, you keep growing, is what I would say. And that's the thing. It's hard. The first 1,000 is going to be your hardest, 100%. Yeah. And you'll get demotivated and you'll be like, oh, why am I not getting the views? But eventually it'll pick up. And again, I don't class myself as a big channel. I'm not in any way, shape or form. But persistency over the last 3 years has got me to nearly 15,000 subscribers now. So it's growing. And what you tend to find is, as you grow, your pace goes up as well. So now it almost gives you that snowball effect, because on YouTube, you then have a library of videos that are constantly there. And if you get one new follower, they'll often watch some of your other videos. So just keep positive and keep going,
If I may, just again, go on that, and I'm going to leave y'all.
Yep.
And you hit everything on the head. As I said at the very beginning, two things. One, as he just said, I second that. Number two, if you're not using AI on some level, even to build out your scripts, even to build, tell AI, I want to achieve this, I want to do it this way. And basically AI, whether it's Claude or ChatGPT, it's going to learn, it's going to build out a thing for you. And it's going to build out your content, your tags, everything that goes in YouTube, even your thumbnail. It even create the video for you. It just depends how you want to go. And number two, follow people like Andy or other people. Go on YouTube pages and research, how to build a YouTube page, and look at various ways of people giving out classes on how to do it. That's what I do. Very rarely I pay for a class, but recently I've been taking a few classes I have paid for, specific to AI. And that's the reason it's growing so fast. But don't give up. It's like he said, the first 1,000 is the hardest. After that, you have good content, and keep posting content like you guys have been doing. Man, I saw Andy a year ago. I was just scrolling YouTube. I don't know what I was doing. No one mentioned Andy to me. I was just on YouTube. I think I was doing keywords research or something along those lines on YouTube. And I think I did mica powders. I don't remember what it was, but he popped up and I saw his content. I was like, you know what? I should reach out to him if he wants to, in my mind. I didn't reach out to him, obviously, but I was like, try and see if he wants to try some of my colors. But I didn't, because rarely I reach out to people, because I don't want to come off as, sell my product. Here's my product. That's just not my style. But he made an impression. He showed up on my search results, and I don't even know how many followers he had a year ago, but probably not near.
To be fair, just to give you guys an idea as well, a year ago I only had about 6,500 followers. So in a year, I've more than doubled already. So again, that shows you what's possible. It's just a case of be consistent and keep going, and the other thing is support each other, because there's so many clicky sort of groups and things like that in the resin world that just only want to support a select few. I'm all for supporting everyone, because I genuinely think one of my philosophies is we all grow together. And that's the same whether it's with suppliers, whether it's we do. Do you know what? If you grow with iCandy and I do more collaborations with you, then we all grow. And it grows what I can get in the UK. But also, I think we genuinely, if we support each other, we're going to grow faster because we're all going to look out for each other at the same time, and I think that's important because a lot of people, when they do YouTube, it can be quite lonely. And sometimes you just need somebody to reach out to and say, you know what? I've had a really rubbish couple of weeks. I'm not getting any views. What's going wrong? And somebody just to pick you up and make you smile sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And the one thing you won't see me get caught up is in, I'll check Facebook groups. I join some groups that specialize in epoxy resin or projects. There's thousands out there, I'm sure, but I join and just lurk, just see what people are doing. And I rarely comment, but the one thing I won't do is get into the name calling and belittling artists. And, as soon as I see that, I'm out because I just think it's such unhealthy. People because you have 100 subscribers or 100 followers on your Facebook. Who cares? Everybody's. I was a bomb barrel when I started eyecandy. My competitors tell me to go eat. I was going to say a word, but basically, good luck catching me. Type thing.
And you know what? The fun part is, I'm no expert. I don't claim to be an expert in resin or in YouTube, but I'm learning every day. And that's the exciting thing. And when you do that as a community, you all learn together and you get to learn from each other, which increases the pace of that learning. And I think that's the exciting thing for me. I just love learning. And I don't even class myself as an artist. And lots of people say I should do and things like that. And I just love playing and experimenting with resin, different products, and seeing what the resin creates sometimes. So I think the resin's the artist, not me. And I think that's where it can get really interesting. But it's just about keep learning from each other. And if something doesn't work for you and somebody asks a question, just answer them, and that's the best way to do it is support each other.
Yeah, I won't keep expanding on it, but I think that's spot on. Who cares what, just seeing people make snarty remarks on people's posts or I just don't get it. I will say I'm the type of, I think what attracted me to your page was, I wasn't on there long, but the tempo and the enthusiasm of your stuff. It wasn't like, here's what you do. You're just enthused throughout the whole process. You showed everything, good, bad, and ugly. I think that's what people want to see is the mess ups. Like you are human. They want to see.
I love the mess ups.
If you mess it up, don't cut it out. Don't cut it out because I want to see that. That's how I learn. I'm a visual learner, right? That's what I want to see. And
again, that flash cure on that picture, I think that turned out stunning. The texture on it, I probably wouldn't be able to do that again if I tried. And sometimes your biggest mistakes actually turn out to be your nicest pieces.
Right. Yep, that's
the beauty of it.
People want to see your face. People want to see your face. Yeah. Believe it or not, I did this for Andy. I don't like being in front of camera.
I forced him, guys. It was all me.
I don't. So I'm saying this. People want to see your face. If you're an artist on YouTube, they do occasionally want to see you. Not just
the hands.
Not just the hands. They want to see who's behind it, Don't worry about what you look like. If I need a haircut. My hair's never been this long, but it is what it is, right? I'm here to
I always say on YouTube, your community that buys into you will find you. So it doesn't matter. There's a community out there for everybody, and the great thing with YouTube is that is continuously growing. So it's now one of the biggest media channel. Well, it is the biggest media channel in the world, and that's only going to continue. So just be you, and your audience will find you. So there's some people out there that hate me. I know that. That's fine. That's up to them. But I'm going to keep being me because nobody else is me. And then that way, if I do grow, hopefully it's because enough people like me. And if they don't, that's okay. As long as I've got some people that find the videos useful and they learn something from them, I'm going to keep going. So, and I've had problems. I've had people target my channel and things like that, but leave them to it in their own lane and just concentrate on what you're doing. That's what I would say.
just don't get demotivated, guys, whether you run a small business. And if you do run a small business, you know, I'm no expert in it. If you run an Etsy store or a website or what have you that we mentioned at the beginning of this live, and you have questions specifically on how to do something and you want to ask me, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to help you, you know, or at least guide you or something along those lines, because I want to see you succeed. You know, no one, those people that want to see you fail, that's outrageous. That's, anyways, I don't want to go down there.
I always say cut negative people out of your life and then you'll be surrounded by positivity. You know, that's the key. And I've done that with family members. You know, if they're consistently negative, then I just don't have them in my life anymore. And I think by doing that, I think I have a more positive world that I live in, you know?
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Rosemary. I'm glad you like your custom ring as well that I did for you. She sent me a picture. I did her a custom ring and she sent me a picture and she loved it. So I'm really happy about it. Yeah.
Lauren, be quiet.
But no, thank you very much. I really appreciate you spending nearly 2.5 hours. And thank you for agreeing to do the extra prizes as well when you sell out as well. So when both sets have sold out in the UK and the US, we'll do a special prize draw live, and then we'll pick out those winners as well. So that's going to be really exciting. Just I suppose a last reminder is there's only 12 left in the States now. So if you're in the States,
let me check. And sign up for our newsletter, guys, because we'll announce winners and other content.
Do you know what's going to happen? You're going to sell out in the States. I'm still going to have some stock in the UK. And then people are going to want me to ship them back to the US.
We got 9 left.
9. Wow. We've still got a few more in the UK, though. So, again, get them ordered either from eyecandypigments.com or from CCUKResin.com. Thank you, everyone, for being in chat as well. We've had about 50 throughout the chat, so appreciate each and every one of you guys. Really appreciate you, Jeff, and I think it won't be long before we're talking about the next collaboration. Never mind this one.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
And I will send you a link to that playlist as soon as it goes live so that you get to see what everybody's creating with your amazing colors as well.
I want to see it.
And I think it's going to be so fun. So appreciate it. Appreciate everybody being here as well. And I'll see you all soon.
Be safe. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.